You clicked on this video because you're addicted to masturbation and inshallah you're serious about actually quitting. I've done a bunch of research and I've helped multiple people get rid of this habit. And now I have come with this video to help you get rid of this habit within 7 steps and you'll be on your path to pleasing Allah. By the way, the 6th step is 100% my personal favorite. This is a trick that is going to help you so much, and not just with masturbation, also with lowering the gaze and things like that. It's really exciting, to be honest, because I love this 6th step. But I do recommend, if you are serious about this, watch the video from the beginning all the way until the end. That way you're going to have the maximum amount of chance to actually get rid of this habit and follow through. Assalamu alaikum, my name is Noh and I help Muslims reach their full potential. Scroll down and subscribe if you want to improve your deen. Imagine being a young Muslim male, not a man, a male, and you're addicted to masturbation. And you want to get rid of this habit. You want to get extra taqwa, you want to get increased iman, but you can't because of your addiction, because you have no willpower, because your life is in disorder. And if you continue on like this and you don't take serious steps to change, to get rid of this habit, you might end up in Jahannam. Allahu alam. This habit might drag you all the way to Jahannam. Is that really worth it to you? That couple of seconds of pleasure, is that really worth it to you? You're going to be depressed, for sure. You're never going to respect yourself. And on top of that, all the people around you, they're not going to respect you because they can just sense your weakness. They can sense that weak aura that you're giving off. You don't even respect yourself. How do you expect others to respect you? Watch this video all the way until the end, inshallah. And you're going to be on your path to getting increased taqwa and to getting more respect for yourself. Now let's talk about the dirty tricks shaitan uses to make you fall and relapse again and again and again for this habit. Quitting masturbation. Firstly, I want to speak about reasons why you're actually masturbating. This is very important because the more you understand why you're actually doing it, the easier it's going to be to get rid of the habit. It might be because you have physical or emotional trauma. This might be a reason. For most people it's unlikely and there are other reasons, but it might be a reason, and if that is, you really need to realize it and you need to think about your past. It might be because you're simply feeling lonely or bored, and this is what gets most people, to be honest. They feel lonely, they feel bored, they go for this quick dopamine rush to make them feel better for just a second. It's also possible it's just simply become a habit and routine. It started with a bigger why, like maybe trauma or boredom, and now it's just a habit or routine. You're used to it, you just do it, it's just a routine. Maybe you just have low willpower, which you have either way. You have no taqwa, which probably not a lot of. If you continue doing this habit, you don't fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who's literally watching you do it and who's literally allowing your heart to beat while you're doing this action, while you're sinning, while you're transgressing against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's still allowing you to do it. He's watching you do it. Angels are watching you do it, and you still do it. And lastly, if your life is just a mess, it's in disorder, you don't have a routine, you don't have a purpose you're going for, you're doing nothing with your life, it's also maybe a very strong reason as to why you're addicted. Secondly, I want to speak about feeding the habit. You need to stop feeding the habit of masturbation. That means if you have friends that remind you of this habit, that send you reminders, photos, videos, quotes, things like that. Oh my God, that girl, did you see her? This, that. Cut those friends out. If friends are bringing you closer to this habit, those aren't friends. Those are your enemies, all right? They're getting you closer to this habit. They are misguided as well. You can try to guide them yourself, but you're misguided. You're struggling with it yourself, so try to help yourself first. Maybe later you can help them. Right now you need to focus on yourself. So those friends, even though it might be difficult, it might be hard, you need to distance yourself from them. It's going to help it. It's going to make it easier. It's better to be alone than to be with bad company. Avoid adult websites where you actually do the action. Obviously, you can get some kind of blocker for it, but to be honest, just try to avoid it at all cost. Just don't watch that. Even if you're still addicted to masturbation, just don't watch the really bad stuff on the adult websites. That will already be a little bit better. Also, avoid social media. For example, TikTok. If you're scrolling, you see a bunch of girls dancing and they're like half naked basically, and it triggers you into wanting to do it. Get rid of the social media. Why are you scrolling there anyway? Why are you wasting your time on watching girls dance or funny TikTok videos? It's not that deep. It doesn't really matter. Get rid of it. It's going to help you a lot to get rid of this habit. Maybe on a later date, you can try to get it again and try to have it under control and just remove those videos and only look at good Islamic videos or self-improvement videos. But you probably don't have the willpower for that. It's much easier to just delete the app. For most people, also for me, I just rather just delete the app or don't use it at all because it's just a distraction. It's a waste of time and our time is valuable. And most important tip probably here of all is to lower your gaze at all times. I feel like it's kind of obvious. If you lower your gaze, you're probably not even going to fall for this habit at all. Lowering gaze is a thing that all men probably struggle with, at least a little bit. Even Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the biggest fitna, the biggest distraction, the biggest difficulty for men is women. Thirdly, If you want to get rid of masturbation, you need to develop healthy alternatives. Regular exercise is going to be amazing for you. Also to regulate your mood and stress. You're going to sleep better at a time where you're not supposed to be awake and do that thing. It's going to be easier to fall asleep because you exercise regularly. Hobbies and interests. If you have hobbies and interests, try to focus on them. If you have old ones you aren't doing anymore, try to bring them back into your life. You can always look for new ones. This is going to be great to actually replace that block of time that you have. If you're feeling bored and things like that, replace that time, fill it with good things. And probably even more importantly, because most likely you are a mu'min, you're a Muslim who's watching my video, study the deen. You can study the Quran, you can study the hadiths, you can learn how to recite better, more beautifully. You can memorize the actual Quran, not just learning the tafsir. There's loads of things that you can do when it comes to Islam. So try to deepen your knowledge, because all of us need to spend more time studying the deen, myself included. I don't spend enough time at all. Last thing that I want to give you when it comes to developing healthy habits to get rid of masturbation is to spend time with good people. If you spend time with bad people, they're going to get you closer to this addiction. If you spend time with good people, they're going to get you further away from this addiction. Make sure you spend good time with family and friends who have a good, healthy, positive impact on you and your deen. Which is a good segue to go into the fourth point, which is to have an accountability partner. If you struggle with masturbation, have an accountability partner. It's going to be so helpful. Someone that you have, someone you can confide in, a friend again, or it can be a family member you trust, a trusted person, a mentor, a coach, someone that you can trust, that you can speak to when times are difficult and when times are easy, to let them know how things are going. If you don't have those options, which I do recommend, I do have a one-on-one coaching program where I help you personally get rid of this habit. If that sounds interesting to you, you can DM me the word struggle on Instagram. I'll reach out to you and see if we're a right fit. The fifth point is Islam. It's extremely important for us to strengthen our deen, to increase our taqwa, the fear that we have for Allah, the consciousness that we have of Allah. That's what taqwa is, to increase it. How do we increase it? 3 ways. Number 1, salat. Pray, and pray on time, and pray with khushu. Those 3 things. Is it easy? No. Is it worth it? Yes. So pray and pray on time. Do your wudu regularly. Even if you already have your wudu. For example, you did your wudu for dhuhr. Now it's asr time. You can just pray asr. You already did your wudu. Better would be to do your wudu again. Wudu is not just some water on your hands and face. Wudu is a spiritual cleaning. It is a protection. It's going to be much easier to get rid of this habit and to feel better, to remove sexual desire if you do your wudu. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is protecting you, is helping you. This is one of the ways that He can help you. So try to use as many things that can help you as possible. And wudu is one of those. If you can, if you want to, you can also pray sunnah prayers. Not the most important, it is highly recommended, but as long as you already stick to your 5 daily prayers, you pray them on time, that would be amazing. If you can do sunnah prayers on top of that, mashallah, tabarakallah. Start slow, don't overwhelm yourself, one by one. Alright? The second thing is the Quran. Al-Quran, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself, the Creator. Read the Quran, preferably in the morning and in the evening. If you can read it every day, just for like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, have like a bare minimum standard, so it becomes a routine, it becomes a habit. If you can do more, tabarakallah, that's amazing. But try to at least do these 2 minutes, at least do these 5 minutes, whatever minimum you want to put onto yourself. All good by me, just have something so you can create a habit. When you are reading the Quran, try to reflect upon the meaning. Try to think, what is Allah actually trying to tell me? What is Allah actually trying to teach me? Why did He say this? How did He say this? In what context did He say this? You can try to reflect upon the Quran. You can also memorize the Quran, like quite literally, become a hafiz of the Quran. Learn the tafsir. There are a bunch of things that you can do. And one thing, which is my personal favorite, is to recite the Quran more often and try to beautify your voice. So you're memorizing the Quran, try to also recite the Quran in a beautiful voice, and it's gonna, you'll just feel good. You know, it feels good. The way that kafirs listen to music and they feel good, Muslims listen to the Quran and recite the Quran and they feel good about that. And now I'm going to tell you one of the best ways to reduce your sexual desire and keep you under control. The third thing when it comes to Islam, which is fasting. Fasting is absolutely amazing. If you're really struggling with masturbation, you're doing it like every single day right now, I would recommend do like a little dopamine detox kind of thing when it comes to fasting. Fast for 7 days straight. It's going to help you so much. While you're fasting, obviously you can't do it. And you have to, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make it so much easier for you while you're fasting to remove that sexual desire. You might still have difficult moments for sure, but it's going to be easier. You can also fast like Dawood alayhi salam, which is one day yes, one day no, alternative days. or fast like our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam every Monday, every Thursday, and every 13th, 14th, and 15th of the Islamic calendar. Now we've come to the sixth point, which is my personal favorite. It works wonders for a lot of things, which is punishments. If you struggle with masturbation, punishments are going to be really good, but it has to be smart punishments. I'm going to give you three. Imagine you're walking on the street and you see a beautiful woman and you look at her, and not like an accidental look and you look away. You look. You know what your niyyah is, right? You look. You're going to punish yourself. How? Pray 2 rakat. So every time that you look at someone, you're going to pray 2 rakat. Maybe you can't do it randomly on the middle of the street, but you take a note, you keep it somewhere in your phone or something that you owe Allah 2 rakat. The moment you're home, the moment you're at a place where you are able to pray those rakat, you go and do them as soon as possible. So maybe you stack up 8, 10, 20 rakat in a day, you have to do all of them. It's going to suck. Shaitan is going to realize, hold on, wait a minute. If I make this guy look, he's going to pray 2 rakat. Let's not make this guy look, because I don't want him to pray 2 rakat, right? So you're going to make shaitan work for you. Second punishment. I love this one so much. Have a rubber band on your wrist. Or you can tap yourself like that. With the point, with your nail basically. Not your whole finger, just a nail. Boom. Just hit yourself here. It's annoying and it stings a little bit. Every time you have a thought of looking, a thought of doing masturbation, a thought of doing any kind of sin, hit yourself like that. It hurts. It's annoying. It hurts. Every time you have a thought, you do that. So every time you have a thought of doing something bad, you're brainwashing yourself to then get pain. So you have a bad thought, you get pain. So you're going to stop having those bad thoughts because your body doesn't want the pain. This thing, I promise you, it's so effective. Every time you want to look, boom. Ooh, that was hard. You feel it? That's good. And then, if somehow you actually still fall for the trap of shaitan, he catches you, you relapse again, you're going to pray 30 rakat. You masturbate, you instantly go take a freezing cold shower, you do your ghusl in that shower, you get out, go back to your room, pray 30 rakat. Don't go on your phone, don't watch Netflix, don't play games, don't scroll, don't do nothing. Pray 30 rakat instantly. And every time after that, you do it again, you add 10 rakats to it. 40 rakat, 50 rakat, 60, 70. After a while, you're not going to do that again. Because you know, and you need to be serious, you need to be disciplined. You say, if I do it, Wallahi, I'm going to pray 30 rakats. And on top of that, 40 if I do it again. Every time you add 10, you are going to stop doing it because you don't want to pray. Once you reach like 50, 60, 70, 80 rakats, you're not going to do it again. Because it's so many rakats, you don't want to do them. You simply don't want to do them. It's a lot of work. So it's going to be a really good way for you to actually quit and stop doing it. And the seventh thing is for you to take accountability. You are here because of you. And now it is up to you to change. You watch this video all the way until the end because you're serious about getting rid of this habit. You don't want to be this person anymore. You want to start respecting yourself. You want that increased taqwa. You want that increased iman. So take action. Make yourself proud. Take action upon the things that I have just told you. And I promise you, if you take that action, it's going to change your life. And again, if you want my coaching, you can check the link in the description to find my Instagram. DM me the word struggle and I'm going to reach out to you and see for a right fit, inshallah. Thank you for watching this video all the way until the end. I'm sure that it helped you. Just make sure that you take action. Jazakallah khair for watching this video and peace.